Hello students, hope you are all well at home and studying properly and doing your work in copy regularly. If not, start doing it and in correct form. Now today we are going to study about our next chapter of history, that is lesson number 2, New Kings and Kingdoms. So today we are going to take history lesson 2, New Kings and Kingdoms. Now first, emergence of new kingdoms in north, west and central India. Today we are going to study emergence of new kingdoms in north, west and central India. How new kingdoms came in north, west and central India. First, in 7th century, Indian subcontinent saw the rise of landlords known as Samans. In 7th century, in the medieval period, Indian subcontinent saw the rise of landlords which were known as Samans. And these Samans, they acquired power and wealth and established their own kingdoms. Now these Samans, they acquired power and wealth. For what thing they acquired power and wealth? So that they can establish their own kingdom. Now there are some examples like Dantidur defeated the Chalukyas and laid foundation of Rashtrakuta dynasty. Again, Dantidur, who was a Saman, defeated the Chalukyas and laid foundation of Rashtrakuta dynasty. Next example is Gurjara Pratiharas gave up their occupation, traditional occupation, they gave up, उसे उन्होंने छोड़ दिया and established their kingdom in Rajasthan. Now all these were Samans who, to acquire power and wealth and to establish their kingdom, defeated first Dantidur defeated the Chalukyas and laid the foundation of Rashtrakuta dynasty. Gurjara Pratihara gave up their occupation, the traditional occupation, and established the kingdom in Rajasthan. Now next is tripartite struggle. As from the name itself, it means tripartite struggle between three dynasties, or we can say three kingdoms. Now who were they? Gurjara Pratiharas, Rashtrakutas and Palas. These were the three dynasties who fought among themselves to control power over Kannauj. That's why it is called tripartite struggle between the three kingdoms. They were Gurjara Pratiharas, Rashtrakutas and Palas. And why they fought among themselves? To lay the foundation or to control the power over Kannauj. To control the Kannauj. Now why they want to control the Kannauj? All three of them wanted the power or their supremacy over Kannauj. First, Kannauj has become the center of all political development. The first reason why all these dynasties wanted to control Kannauj, because Kannauj has become the center of all political development that was taking place there. Kannauj was the center. Second, strategic position. The place where Kannauj, geographical position, the place where Kannauj was, it was strategically very important. Second, the soil. The soil was very fertile, which gave development of agriculture. These were the reasons why Gurjara Pratiharas, Rashtrakutas and Pala wanted to control Kannauj. Now after continuously struggling for Kannauj, all these weakened them. All these Gurjara Pratihara, Rashtrakutas and Palas weakened their power and slowly their kingdom started declining. Now again read this. Now first is emergence of new kingdoms in northwest and central India. In 7th century, the rise of landlords known as Samans, and these Samans acquired power and wealth and established their own kingdoms. Example, Dantidur defeated the Chalukyas and laid foundation of Rashtrakuta dynasty. Gurjara Pratihara gave up their traditional occupation and established their kingdom in Rajasthan. Now what is tripartite struggle? As the name itself means, struggle between the three dynasty to acquire power over Kannauj. Now why Gurjara Pratiharas, Rajputa and Palas wanted their control over Kannauj? Because Kannauj has become the center of all political development, its strategic position, and due to fertile soil, all these three dynasties fought among themselves to control Kannauj, which led to weaken their power and slowly decline of their kingdom. Now we will study the next, the Gurjara Pratiharas. Now the Gurjara Pratiharas, they rule parts of western and central Rajasthan and parts of central India. These were the areas which were ruled by Gurjara Pratiharas. They ruled western and central Rajasthan and parts of central India. Now Gurjara Pratiharas, they had many powerful rulers. Among one was Nagbhat I, who was the founder of the dynasty. He laid the foundation of Gurjara Pratihara dynasty. Next was Vastraj and Bhoja. These were also powerful rulers of Gurjara Pratihara. Mir Bhoj established the largest empire in northern India of Gurjara Pratihara, and Kannauj was its capital. He also issued many silver coins, and Mir Bhoj was great patron of learning and literature. Now again, the first kingdom we have, dynasty we are going to study, the Gurjara Pratiharas. They ruled parts of western and central Rajasthan and parts of central India. They had many powerful rulers. Among them, one was Nagbhat I. The founder of dynasty, he founded the Gurjara Pratihara dynasty. Other rulers were Vastraj and Bhoja. Next was Mir Bhoj, who established the largest empire in northern India. Mir Bhoj, the Gurjara Pratihara, established the largest empire in northern India, and Kannauj was its capital. He also issued, Mir Bhoj also issued silver coins, the coins which are made up of which metal? Silver. Now they were great patron. Mir Bhoj was great patron of learning and literature. He gave support to learning and literature. Now next kingdom was the Palas, founded by Gopala around 750 CE. CE, common era. Now Palas, founded by Gopala around 750 CE. His empire extended over present day, जो आजकल का present day का Bengal, Bihar, parts of Odisha and Nepal. The Pala dynasty, founded by Gopala around 750 CE. His empire extended over present day Bengal, Bihar, parts of Odisha and Nepal. Now again, first we are study the Gurjara Pratihara. They rule parts of western and central Rajasthan and parts of central India. They have many powerful rulers. Among them, Nagbhat I, who laid the foundation of Gurjara Pratihara dynasty. Vatsraj and Bhoja. Mir Bhoj established the largest empire in northern India and made Kannauj as its capital. Issued many silver coins. Now, they were great patrons of learning and literature. Next is the Palas, founded by Gopala around 750 CE. His empire extended over present-day Bengal, Bihar, parts of Odisha and Nepal. Palas, now we have already studied the Pala. Was founded by Gopala around 750 CE. The Pala dynasty was founded by Gopala around 750 CE. The Pala's empire extended over the states of Bengal, now present day Bengal, Bihar, parts of Odisha and Nepal. Now again, Pala founded by the Gopala around 750 CE. CE means common era. The Pala Empire extended over the states of Bengal, Bihar and parts of Odisha and Nepal, present day. Later, under the Dharampala and his son Devpala, the Pala Empire extended to Bengal, Odisha, Bihar, Assam and northern India and Nepal. Later, under the ruler of Dharampala and his son Devpala, the Pala Empire extended to Bengal, Odisha, Bihar, Assam and northern India and Nepal. Now Dharampala was a patron, a follower of Buddhist. He was a great follower, patron of Buddhist learning. So he established famous Vikramshila University because he was a great patron of Buddhism. So he established Vikramshila University. During Pala dynasty, trade relation with Southeast Asia which made them rich. They were having trade relation with Southeast Asia which helped them to prosper. Rampala was the last known king of the Pala dynasty, and after the Khilji invasion, the Pala dynasty started declining. Now read these sentences properly, students. First, the Palas founded by Gopala around 750 CE. Empire extended over the states of Bengal, Bihar and parts of Odisha and Nepal. Later, under the leadership of Dharampala and his son Devpala, the Pala Empire extended to present-day Bengal, Odisha, Bihar, Assam and northern India and Nepal. Dharampala was great patron of Buddhist learning, so he established famous Vikramshila University. Trade relation also developed with Southeast Asia which made the empire rich or prosper. Rampala was known as the last known king, and after Khilji invasion, the decline of the Pala dynasty began.